What's going on, guys? This is Eddie with Flask, and come in tonight. Wanted to do a video just to kind of go over some basic Python programming. Um, Again, I'm no expert at this. I'm basically just kind of doing this to document as I learn, and wanted to show you a few things that we'll probably see come up from time to time, and our adventures with Flask, and we wanted to just talk about some basic stuff. So, at the top of the file here, we're going to do what's called an import. And basically, with Flask, especially, you actually have to import the Flask library. And to do that, you'll say from Flask import Flask. Well, we don't have Flask installed on this interpreter right now, but we're going to just use something like random import random, which is it's that library is in the standard library, so you can do that without having to install any kind of additional Python package. Um, and what this is going to do, and what this can do, and this is just kind of shows you the power of Python, can generate random numbers. So in order to do that, we'll just say num equals random integer, and then you can set a range here. Um, this A to B, or we'll do like 1 to 6, and this will just generate a random number from 1 to 6, and then we can print num. And we go down here to the well, actually we'll do this. We just write I use PyCharm. It's a Python integrated development environment. So I have a few features here that you may not have. You may have to actually save the file and go in with the terminal, which I can do that here. It has a terminal down here too, so you can actually say you can just do Python and run the code. So it's called playground.py, and you'll see we got a random integer too. We could do that command that run this code several times, and we'll get random integers between 1 and 6 each time. So you kind of see how you can import stuff. Python is a dynamic language, so variables don't have to be declared like in other programming languages. You would have to do something like int and then the name of the variable name, something like that, to say that this, or that num is an integer. You don't have to do that with Python. You can just declare the variable and it automatically detects what type it is. Let's try to do like a for loop, and that's just a way to iterate over a certain range. In Python, you can do this. You can say for I in range 10, and then with Python you don't have to use brackets to open and close. You just indent. So this for loop right here is going to execute this indented line 10 times, and this print down here is outside of the for loop. If it were inside of the for loop like this, then it'll print 10 times. I probably said print this 10 times. I meant declare this num variable 10 times. We have to actually print it. So let's run this again down here, and you can see it goes through and prints the random number 10 times. Okay, so for loop, conditionals, like we at the end of this, num is going to be declared, so we could print num again. It's going to be whatever the last one was. So it should be, well, it won't be 6 because we're going to run it again. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong code. Something I was working on. Let me go back to my terminal. I got a habit of doing that. All right. So you can see 1 was the last one and it printed it again. We can just do some kind of like if statement here and say if num num is equal to 1. You have to use double equal signs. I use a ligature font, so that looks like one big one thing, but that's actually two equal signs. If num is equal to 1, print num. So we could actually do this, and it's only going to print num at the end if it's equal to 1. So, or let's do this. Let's not say num. Let's say it was 1. So if we run that and the last number is 1, it'll say it was 1, but it's not. We'd have to probably do this several times, and we may not ever get it to actually be 1, because there's like a 1 in 10 chance that it will be. Oh, there it is. It was 1. Now I could put this in here. I can put this in here. Oops. We can say if num is equal to 1, print it's 1. So now it's only going to print it's 1 when it randomly generates 1. Let's see if we can get it to do that. Anyway, I did it twice, so there you go. So yeah, this is just some basic for loops, some if statements, and if it's not 1, we can say else print it's not 1, and then it'll say it's 1 only when it's 1, and it'll say it's not 1 all the other times. So there was 2 1s and several not 1s. So yeah, that's just kind of some basic stuff, and you'll run into this kind of thing with Flask because you're doing a lot of this. Something I've noticed though is there's a lot of stuff you can do with Python that you actually have to get in and do some like just straight Python code to pick up on a lot of this stuff. So one of the things I recommend and I've been doing is to go to this site, this pi.checkio.org, and they have these little puzzles that you can get into and work out. And I've done a few of these, and I'm not the best at this, but it's a lot of fun, and I actually get pretty addicted to it. For instance, let's see, common words. This one's a pretty easy one. I don't remember how I solved it, but you go in here and it'll give you the layout. It says let's continue examining words. You are given two string with words separated by commas. Try to find what is the most common between these strings. The words are not repeated in the same string. Your function should find all the words that appear in both strings. The result must be represented as a string of words separated by commas in alphabetical order. And this was bolded. I actually did not see that when I was coding. I remember now, but let's go in here and we can look at my code, and I'll copy it back into my editor. Okay, so I did this, and let's copy the whole thing. I did this. I was actually pretty proud of myself on this one because it's a these down here are just test cases, so you can actually pump these values into the function, and if it doesn't check out, then it'll tell you it didn't. You'll get an error. So in this case, it's giving you two strings, like right here, hello world, hello earth, and the two common words here are hello. So what I did was I used some pretty complex but this is the power of Python. So you can see that's one line of code that I did this in it, but it's essentially the same thing as doing this. Let me see if I can do this. So what it's saying is it's sorting this list, which is x for x in first dot split comma if x in second dot split comma. So basically what it's saying is it's splitting the words by the comma, and for each word that's also in the second string. So for each word in this string that's popped out, so to do that we can do this just to kind of show you. I'm sorry. So let's say let's go to the console, and this might be easier to see. So in this case, we're passing in two variables. So we'll say hello world is equal to hello comma world, and then hello earth is equal to hello, oops, gotta put the quotes, hello comma earth. Alright, so you got these two variables. Now we want to do this type of sorting situation. So we'll take hello world, and we'll do this split. So hello world dot split, and there's a separator that you can set. So let's see what that is. In this case, it's going to be a comma, and the reason why is there's a comma there, and we probably need to pass this into a variable. So we'll say words equals that. So what this is going to do is it's going to split these two words apart by using this separator. And when I type words, you'll see that it's hello comma world, and we can do the same thing for this hello earth variable. Dot split on the comma, and also name it other words or something. Others. Let's do that. And enter. And then when I type others, you'll have hello and earth. So what I did there was I took the two words and I split them up, and I think in this case it's not actually uppercase, which could get tricky, and we can do that by typing. We could do, I think it's called lower. Let's see. Others dot lower. I don't know. Yeah, it's a list now, so I can't really do that. But you can say, for those two words that are in there, and you sort them by alphabetical order. So it was kind of fun. But we can run the code instead of do this, so you can kind of see how it works. It's going to pump these. Let's hit play. Oops. Let's hit play. Nothing happens. That's because we didn't print nothing. I'm going to print this instead of returning it. Let's print it. It's a lot of fun, man. I love Python. Been learning a lot, and let's see. Let's play this one. Okay, we got a problem. Yeah, the assert. Okay, so it just the hello, and let's. I don't know what happened. It's supposed to return twice. Anyway, it's probably a bad example, and I'm sorry if I'm confusing you, but the point was you can get on here and you can pick up these little code puzzles and solve them. And this one works because I checked myself. You go over here and hit check, and it pops up a little thing over here on the side that tells you, yeah, you solved it, and that kind of thing. But there's some pretty hard ones. I actually did one on here the other day that really stumped me. It was where is it at? I don't think it was the electronic station. No, it's not scientific expedition. It was in the electronic station, and it was really tough. There we are. Let's see, what was it? Brackets. I'm not even sure I solved that one. was trying to. I don't know if I actually finished. Let's see if it works. It looks pretty wild. It's doing something. Oh yeah, I solved it. So what did I do? I had a dictionary with the open, the close of these three different types of brackets, and then I built the stack. And then for C in expression, which will be a character in this expression, it would if the if C in for C in expression, if C in brackets dot key. So if the character that popped off of this expression is in these keys right here, it would append the stack with that key, with that character. And then it says if C in brackets dot values, which are these values over here, if and if not, stack and bracket stack dot pop. So that kind of goes into like the last one in the bottom. If it don't pop anything else, then it returns false. But it was pretty complicated to figure this out, but fun, you know. And again, that's one I did, and then here we got a couple more. This one that I was working on this last weekend really was they're supposed to be easy, but man, was I lost. I'm pretty sure it was scientific. Let's see. No, but yeah, I recommend coming in here. Oh, what's wrong with this family? Yeah, this one right here was. Oh man, I don't know what happened to my brain, but I just couldn't quite get it, and I come up with a solution that I thought was pretty incredible, and then I realized I was just repeating myself over and over and over. We'll try to. Oops, I copied that all the way out. We'll come back over here and paste it in. Pretty happy about my new headset here. This is going to work out pretty nice for these videos. All right, so it starts out. There's this family tree situation where there's these names, and if you look at it, it kind of explains it over here. There's like Logan and Mike, and Logan and Jack, and Mike and Alexander, and Antonio and Jose. And well, the problem is Logan is the dad, and Mike's the son. Logan's the dad, Jack's the son. Mike's the dad, Alexander's the son. So Mike, it's like a grandfather. And then Antonio's sort of a stranger, so you got to kick him out. Unknown family, you know. And you have these lists, and they're down here. Oops. They start out here like Logan Mike. That's one father, one son, and it should be true. So you don't really have to do much with that. You have Logan Mike, Logan Jack, two sons. It should be true. What kind of code can you do to make that true? Well, let's see. You come up here and you start looking at it, and you're like, all right. The first thing I wanted to do was to pull them out into a family dictionary, and what I'll do is I'll try to print it. Let's print the family. Wait, print fam, and then you should see the dictionary. This playground, yeah. So you see Logan and Mike. Logan has Mike, and Logan has Mike and Jack. So there's like the key value here is there's a key, and then there's a list of children there. So key is Logan, the values of Mike and Jack in the list, and then here's Mike and Alexander, and then here's Logan and Mike and Jack. You know, it goes through all this stuff. Anyway, it checked out, pretty sure. It was just a lot of for loops, and I kind of found out that I could have done away with all of these for loops except for the first one, because I was just repeating myself over and over, and I realized it's bad, but I was doing that because I was coming at this just one thing at a time, and once I fixed one thing, I just moved on to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, and then I was like, man, you just got a really crappy, ugly code here, but whatever, it worked. So let's go up and copy it back into to their little server system. I think I gotta get their test cases too. Hey, PyCharm, stay down there. Good lord. Oh. If name equals main. Gotta get used to seeing it if you're gonna do some Python. Okay. Again, I'm a hobbyist. I do this stuff for fun. Hope you guys like my videos though. Alright, here we go. It failed. What? Is family null? In line 50. Is family null? Logan? Mike? I have no idea. And I don't really feel like fighting with this right now, but I just wanted to show you that you can get in here and do this kind of stuff, and it's really good for learning. And I highly recommend people come in here and play around. I mean, some of the more basic stuff is really easy. A couple other things. I get on YouTube a lot, so my YouTube channel is going to have some stuff, and there might be some weird stuff on here. I'm sorry. I like Mr. Robot. He's cool. Let's see. I like this guy right here. He goes through and does like projects, and you can watch them. It's kind of neat. You can watch what people are doing. And
computer programming, or coding, is the crucial 21st century skill
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video of Cup of Code 01. Today we're going to be rocking out the beginning of, in this 100 Days of Python, NumPy. So NumPy is a library, a very famous library, just like Pandas, that exists.
So yeah, this cat, he's,
NumPy is
rocking out with some data science stuff, which is something I've been getting more interested in because I was working on a project today for work where I can actually take a Word document and wrote a script that would just go through there and do those, like I was just showing you, like split the words into an array and then strip stuff off the sides that I don't need and get only the data that I need, and then it all ended up being like a big JSON data object that was spit out by like a API endpoint on a Flask app. So it's so easy to do, and it's really kind of blowing my mind because I've been working in a job where I'm on my own for the most part, and I'm working myself to death. I'm fighting these Word documents and Excel sheets and stuff where I could be making these little scripts that could handle 90% of what I'm doing with just a few clicks, and probably make a really good software application in the end. That's my goal, is to learn and get there. So not to mess me up, get myself knocked off YouTube, but that's the way it goes. So here's my site. This is Flask. I built this on Flask. It's really basic, really simple. I've got it set up here. You get the about page, you get the contact page, you got the where I can go over here and do this new post stuff. I don't have like accounts or anything, it's just me, so I just set it up where I can get in here and put a new post on here, and basically I'll put a title and I'll slap a YouTube embed there, and then I can log out, and it tells me I logged out. Get a little flash set up. If I had 5 videos, I think it's 5, then I got pagination down here to kind of go between pages, and I designed this logo on a Android app called Logo Pit. So it's pretty fun. just fooling around, but mostly I want to just put these videos out to show you guys what this is, what I'm doing, how I'm going to improve. I've got a better microphone now, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I wanted to just pop one of these videos up. I didn't really have a lot to talk about as far as applications go, but I just wanted to give you some ideas of things you could do to learn more Python, because the better you are with Python and you're going down this road of web development, you need to be solid with Python, because you never know what you're going to come up against. And if you're freelancing, especially, it seems like I get on these freelance boards and I'm not doing a lot of it. I've done some in the past, but when you get on these freelance boards and you see what people are wanting done, you realize really quick that you just have to know a lot of the basic stuff down pat and be able to just get up and get your hands dirty and spit out something. And it's hacking. You're hacking something together and just getting it to work, and it doesn't have to be the most perfect thing, but it's fun, and it's, the more you do, the better you get. And I think that's my methodology here, and I kind of would like to put another episode up, but I think I'm going to wait till the weekend. So, or I might just put this video up as episode 3, but if it sounds good. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will talk more. Next project's probably going to be trying to build out a blog, an actual real blog with Flask, and we're going to use this, what is it called? I think it's called Start Bootstrap Clean Blog theme. There it is. We will start with this because I think this is a cool looking blog. We'll use this as our front end. We'll give them credit. Well, they don't look like they want you to, I guess, but we'll do this, and we'll have a blog post that work just like this. And I'm probably going to run it on MongoDB because I tend to like it, and we'll talk about how to design the database, and we'll get some forms on there. These forms are wild. And we'll just kind of go from there and have some fun. So that'll probably be our next video. It'll probably be a series of videos because I'll have to do things to get set up for it, and hopefully this laptop turns out pretty good because I feel like I can see this better. But thanks for watching, guys, and we're going to upload this video, and see you in a few days.